We have another Smogon Tour 23 playoff battle, round of 16. It is the first round of playoffs. And we've got the PDC show against Posho. PDC is a longtime Smogon Tour competitor and such, and Posho was the finalist. He made it. He was the runner-up of the last Smogon Tour, which was DP, Black and White, and ORAS. So we see two Greninjas and two Celesteelas and two Clefables. Alright, well, that's cool. Ninja's laying down some spikes knowing he's not getting moon blasted to death because he will change to a ground type. And now there are both hazards for PDC. As Clef eats a T-Wave, Posho won't be able to respond with spikes of his own. And I noticed he has two grounded poisons in Nihilego, and who's my favorite Sun and Moon Pokemon, by the way? Well, no, it's that or Magirna, but oh, it's so cool. Anyway, so let's look at the matchup. Uh, Not sure. Um, hmm. Oh, did I say two Venusaurs too? Because if not, then oh, they have four Pokemon that are the same. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm not sure how well Megavenu does against Ash Greninja, but I would assume decently. Although with Celesteela backing it up, then it's alright. I mean, pre-Ash, obviously, trying to not get it to transform. So, we've got... Alright, well, I think the biggest advantage PDC has, and that a lot of better players are abusing right now, is the advantage with Reuniclus, because it takes a steaming dump all over Celesteela, and um, everything is on a timer to beat it. The only thing Posho really has that can damage it is I assume he's some sort of double dancing Zealando. Aw. Um, Drampage said a BKC video is the only time where my dick gets hard and I'm not on Viagra. Now that is a compliment. Anyway, so yeah, the only thing that Posho really has is Delando and Greninja with its Dark Pulses. And granted, the Reuniclus I have seen have run Shadow Ball, so it would be a decent switch. But with the hazards and Posho having no way to get rid of them, the Greninja will get worn down very quickly. So, and everything else just gets kind of set up on and destroyed. So here comes Greninja on the offensive, as in comes Venusaur, trying to block any Leech Seed damage. That was a good move by PDC because he recognized, hey, maybe he's going to try and beat my Reuniclus switch. It's very obvious. And he wanted Venusaur to get Mega'd so it could switch into Greninja. So, very nice move there. And a Heavy Slam would obviously not be the end of the world because uninvested Celesteela is not too strong. And Venusaur is bulky. So, that aside, Reuniclus has a big advantage. I think Nihilego is the Scarfer for Posho, since that's what he's going to be using to stop Volcarona. And PDC would have a ScarfChomp for the same purpose. So, the question is, to the damage calc, we've got Greninja versus Mega Venusaur. I want to see how much extra sensory does. Okay, not enough, so I think maybe he's saying I can synthesis off. I mean, he's risking a flinch, but it's only 20%. And that said, I think a switch to Celesteela is also pretty safe. Nope, he's just going to go for that. He's going to go for Sludge Bomb. It's an interesting choice. Wonder what he was aiming for there. Alright, it might not have Giga Drain, that's cool, so he's just trying to deal as much damage as possible. And, maybe hit a Venusaur coming in, a Posho's own Venusaur coming in. So Flamethrower is doing negative damage. PDC's looking pretty good in this matchup, I think. As the Celesteela is getting worn down an uncomfortable amount. And here comes Posho's. So, PDC has the advantage because his Venusaur with the Leech Seed set also annoys most of Posho's team besides Mega Venusaur, but Posho is almost forced, it is forced really, to switch to his own Mega Venusaur to try and handle it. Whereas PDC has the luxury of Reuniclus. So, big difference there. And he throws out a Sludge Bomb, just getting some damage. He's forced the first Synthesis. Of course, if it is some sort of, well, no, Supersonic Sky Strike Lando isn't very common anymore. I haven't seen it in a while, but what I don't know is it like Trick Room Reuniclus or something? That makes no sense. It seems so bulky, and he doesn't really bend. Well, obviously Trick Room Reuniclus is a good standalone sweeper, but I just don't see Trick Room Reuniclus as being a particularly good pick against this metagame. I mean, it doesn't really do well against Celesteela, is the thing. He's getting low on. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so he stops playing around, gets it in on the Synthesis. Nice. So Greninja's already chipped. So his first move is probably going to be to paralyze it with Clefable, because that'll help with Lando and whatever else he tries to hit it with, like Nihilego. It is the first move, as always, just eats a Psyshock for little damage. I think he might have expected Venusaur to stand and try to throw out a Sludge Bomb just to damage it a little, but it doesn't really matter. Staunchly refusing to Calm Mind. I mean, alright. I don't know. What was the purpose of just... I don't understand that. Like, he was T-Wave in there. I mean, he's probably going to get T-Waved at some point regardless, but I just... Why is he T-Waving? Is he trying to hit Venusaur? Or Nihilego? Or Celesteela? I mean, sure, but Lando is also a switch. And now he's very dangerous, assuming it's Rockium. As only thing that takes Earthquake is Celesteela, and if that gets danced on the switch, then +2 Stone Edge is going to hurt. And Continental Crush goes through Protect and all that. So, he's in a pickle. Especially because he can't even pivot to anything because ScarfChomp doesn't come close to killing with Outrage. Weird sequence by PDC, just giving Posho a chance to do damage. Like, if you wanted, not that Unparalyzed Reuniclus would be particularly helpful right now, but I don't understand why he didn't just start setting up on the Clef. Like, that at least forces damage on things you want to force damage on. And if he was so eager to avoid the T-Wave, he could have just switched to Clef on T-Wave. You know? Like he did. And I don't know. That was a weird one for me. But the age-old question of Protect on Continental Crush. Well, I'm pretty sure that Continental Crush through Protect and Stone Edge would still take Celesteela out. Oh, he's sub. And he gets Heavy Slammed. That's new. I have not seen that. So, similar position, except now he's in ScarfChomp range. Outrage, of course. but I think you would much take, yep, there goes Continental Crush, and there goes Celesteela. Well, I think he said fair, because Celesteela isn't that, useful for, anything on Posho's team, really, that he can't handle otherwise, so good call, just preventing any nonsense. And we don't see a Life Orb on Greninja, and another good player trend lately that I have observed from being around good players, of course, not really from playing myself, is they like their Expert Belt. It's not ScarfChomp. I was thinking, ScarfChomp is an interesting Venusaur counter. Citrus, that's cool. I don't think it's going to save him here, but that's kind of cool. I can dig it. It wouldn't be my first choice on an SD Chomp, but so +2 Outrage will not kill Venusaur, but he's gonna want the Venusaur for the Greninja. So, I mean, he can, like, populate with Celesteela, but that's fine too. Okay, maybe use Dragon Claw. This won't really change much. Although with the Intimidate, I think he could actually switch No, actually, no, it's weak. When it took the Venusaur HP Fire Leech combination. That was an interesting move. Maybe he expected a pivot to Clef, but Posho looked like he was dead set on sacrificing it. And even if he did pivot to Clef, then, like, big deal, you know? So I just don't think PDC is thinking very far ahead right now. And that's making this game a lot closer than it really should be, with the advantage he has, I think. Not that Posho's not playing well, but uh-oh. Well, Posho just wants his Lando dead, and PDC will not give it to him. And Para bites him. I guess he just really does not find more use for Lando. I mean, it does help with Reuniclus, but now he finally realizes, hey, PDC is... He caught on now, and switches out as... yeah, well, this is strange. I mean, Posho's up 6-3, but it really should not be this close. And he gets a crit, but I don't know, man. Like, PDC did nothing to what he needed to win the game. Maybe his Reuniclus just isn't Calm Mind or something. Well, now Greninja's going to finish the game, so that would be that. Well, interesting start to this series. I don't know. I'm baffled. Like, either the Reuniclus really isn't Calm Mind, or this was just not done at all on how you would want to play it. Like, I could totally be missing something, but I'm just not sure. Anyway, here you just sack, go to Nihilego, Power Gem, spam that shit. So you, well, no, you don't spam that shit. I guess he's trying to figure out how to get Greninja in before it gets too many Calm Minds. Here comes U-turn. Good move, because that was his attack to hit Greninja, and it gets Reuniclus in to try and pull a hero comeback. As Paralysis is going to pay dividends here. Also, I'm unsure if Posho's Greninja is Specs, because, well, we can find out from the calc, but it just seemed a little weak. To be doing that little to another Greninja. Protein doesn't change a thing because it's already dark. Yeah, Specs would do. So, Dread Plate? That looks feasible. It can't be unboosted because, yeah. So we found the item. It is Dread Plate. So, with that in mind, let's calc versus Reuniclus. Oh, add the Dread Plate. Well, okay, that's actually not that much. He gets Ninja N and is doing 49. Oops. So with this and the paralysis, then the odds are this isn't ending well for PDC. Plus, he doesn't have infinite recovers. Yeah, that was a shame. I think it wasn't a bad game. I don't think, but it definitely could have been a lot tighter. Posho played pretty well, except at the end was kind of weird. Um, but yeah, let's move on to game 2. All right, we've got PDC pack in. I believe it is Poek's team. I was my first instinct because of the Hydreigon, but looking further, it's got the Mega Metagross, it's got Rotom, Chomp, Torn, Clef, so looking like it. I think FLCL used it last tour against someone. Oh, it was that dude who used the it was either Chill Shadow or the other guy. Um, whatever, not important. And Poke obviously has probably used it a million times. I think he used it against AIM in week 1 of SPL. So 2 Clefs, Rocks, T-Wave, and here comes Sparrow on the Moonblast. So, Posho's got a hazard thing going on. He's also got an Exca, which Rock's Clef is not thrilled about. Torn's in. He's threatening with Heat Wave. Posho's got a full health Clef, so I think we're going to see a U-turn out of the Clef into Metagross. And Metagross has to contend with Iron Barb, Sparrow, Slowbro, and Torn being faster, but it is a threat with the Hammer Arm Thunder Punch, which, granted, is kind of a weird set when I think about it. But, so, actually, it's not that weird, I guess, but, so Metagross can be a threat, but I find that in ORAS it tends to not do as much damage as you'd want it to, because even though on paper it's a threat, and obviously sometimes it just goes fucking insane, then it gets pivoted around a lot. So, that said, he could also use Metagross in on Clef to scare in one of Pharaoh or Slowbro and double switch to Hydreigon, which would then have a chance to open some big holes. And if Posho's Torn is Assault Vest, he's got Slowbro as another Keldeo check, so maybe he is opting for the luxury of Life Orb to get some more wall breaking done. I think he's probably running a Scarf Excadrill, which is pretty common on these kinds of teams, and I maybe a Helmet Chomp, but it is a Helmet Chomp. I was expecting it to be something more offensive, like Rock's SD, although I suppose Clef would have rocked turn 1, and he eats the knockoff that was aiming for Clef, which would help with a Dark Pulse spamming Hydreigon, so that's cool. Posho's just getting those hazards down, knowing he is going to have the advantage in that department. Hurricane, Dragon Tail, who's going to come out? His own Garchomp. I believe this is SD Life Orb, so Tank Chomp's going to run in fear. But there is a full health Slowbro, so eats Dragon Claw, not much, not Life Orb, and the Slowbro is Mega, I failed to mention that. So good teams from both sides. I can dig this. Um, Rotom's a pretty good initial Slowbro switch because he's gonna avoid any bullshit on Hydreigon like T-Wave or Scald Burn, because Hydreigon does not have longevity and Rotom is known for sticking around for a while. And I guess Rotom can't really Volt Switch freely, but like if you go to Excadrill, I don't like Posho isn't dumb. Like he can be aggressive, but he's not stupid. And like risking Excadrill like that when you don't need to, and it's actually a very big threat considering that both of PDC's ground immunes are levitators, meaning earthquake hits. Oh, I know there's Torn, but you know he he is threatened by Excadrill is the point. So it would be very stupid to risk that. Garchomp maybe, but Garchomp is also not doing a ton in return. So what's going to happen later also is the next time PDC gets torn in, maybe not the next time, but at some point, then maybe not the next time because he's still got a Garchomp to sack, but eventually Clef's leftovers are going to get removed, and that's going to benefit Rotom and Hydreigon a lot. So he predicts the Slowbro and Thunder Punches. Nice move. Here's the thing, though. He's going to regenerate, and there's a Pharaoh ready to dish out some Iron Barbs. That said, Slowbro, I don't think he's going to let go quite yet. I suppose it could be ScarfChomp. Yeah, maybe. But, without ScarfChomp, then his team gets kind of slow. So there is that. But, I don't know, I always thought it was SD. Granted, without it, then, something like the Volcarona is going to just crush it. Nice, very nice mid-ground move there by Posho. Beautifully done. Instead of risking Pharaoh or any nonsense with Slowbro, he makes a move that benefits him either way. Another nice switch by Posho. Wow, he's in the zone. Knowing that a switch was coming or a bullet punch, and in either case, Excadrill is the man for the job. Now he's putting pressure on. He can remove hazards. I think that's the best option here. Because rather than risking him not hitting something correctly, then he can just... I mean, he's in no rush. He's got hazards to do work for him. Clef's not staying in. And even if it does, big deal. You remove rocks, you get a free switch as they go back up, and you do whatever you want with Ferrothorn to lay out more spikes. So, definitely a spin here. Or he can just Iron Head and Paraflinch action. I guess Iron Head is also a viable offensive threat against everything, but I don't know. I just didn't like the idea of thudding against Rotom and giving him some momentum back. I thought spin was fine, but I guess PDC read that and Posho read that maybe, but Iron Head's good too. It's just that the survivability of everything on his team gets so much nastier. He's aiming for Clef, he hits Pharaoh instead with that T-Wave. It's not bad, but and I like Poke's team a lot, but it does sometimes get threatened. It does sometimes get worn down a lot. However, he does not throw out a Leech Seed, and Hydreigon is in unscathed. However, there is a Garchomp to sack, so Posho used that Garchomp beautifully. And now he's going on the offensive with Torn. He can remove the specs, he can U-turn for free, because even if PDC stays in, there's Clefable to absorb it. And on the switch, he's going to get some momentum. Rotom comes in, and no, he's going to superpower. Is it Life Orb? No, that's too... yeah, maybe he doesn't have U-turn then. So he is going for the luxury of Life Orb Torn. And so BC gets a little bit of momentum back. Here comes Hydreigon. This time there are no sacks. And not being Assault Vest means that he doesn't have the luxury of pivoting with it. Meaning that Hydreigon is going to be PDC's best bet at evening up this series and taking it to black and white. Here comes Clef. Did he? No, he didn't. I guess a Flash Cannon's a hard button to click there. If he can get those lefties off and or T-Wave on Clef, then he could definitely make something happen. Moonblast instead of healing up, so that's dangerous too. Metagross is getting worn down. I think he goes Pharaoh because Pharaoh's other uses. Yes, definitely. He wants Metagross dead more than anything else. And PDC predicts that and misses Hammer Arm. That sucks. But Pharaoh would take Metagross with it. And that's important. Because that makes Clef a lot more dangerous for PDC's team. And, so that miss really sucks, but the point was, Pharaoh isn't really needed because Rotom can be handled by Clef. And, if I were him, I'd just go for a third layer of spikes. But because 2 layers of spikes is ass, and oh, I guess it could be Healing Wish Clef. It didn't reveal T-Wave, did it? Okay, that would be cool. Now you Healing Wish. Of course, that means you have to. Yup. Well, you have to do it to Metagross now, but okay, then that's a different ball game. That miss kind of sucked then. Although, I think 2 Hammer Arms, one, well, you had to switch, so Posho makes the nice move, getting rid of rocks there. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure, it's 2 Iron Barbs would have killed him. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me. So he might have had to switch. All right, I just checked with Smogtours, and 2 Iron Barbs would not have killed. So that Hammer Arm miss did kind of suck. Um, so he's rock sliding. Oh, I missed a bunch of shit. Oh, this is good stuff, dudes. He switched to he switched to Garchomp on Rock Slide after killing Pharaoh because he was like, I gotta wear down this Rotom with Rock Slide. There's Scald, there's Burn. That sucks, but um, I guess Scarf Drill is still really threatening. Down goes Slowbro. Torn's threatening too, actually. And it was SD Chomp after all, and Torn kind of outruns everything except PDC's own Torn, which is still not a great switch. As you can see, he's really scrambling to dance around it. And so the Hammer Arm miss sucked, but I think that it was Torn's game anyway, if not Excadrill's. Yep, so you had to bank on no Heat Wave, and that's going to be the game. So the Hammer Arm miss sucked, but I don't think that was a game changer. Both players did quite well in this game. This is a very good ORAS game. I was a big fan of it, and SM I could have wouldn't have killed me to not see, but I am very glad I got this one. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, and I will catch you next time.